Have you ever launched a meta campaign only to turn it off like a day or two later because you didn't think it was performing? I have too, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to know when to turn a campaign off and when it needs more time. All right, to illustrate this, I want to start off by laying out my numbers on one of my campaigns for the last 4 or 5 days. Okay, so we're going to start with Sunday. I'm going to put ad spend, front end revenue, profit. All right, this last Sunday, I spent $1,078.80. Hey, front end revenue was $1,058. Leaves me a total profit of negative $20.80. Can't do math on camera on the spot, forgive me. So this is a low ticket front end offer, essentially to build my list. So if you look at the grand scheme of things for this type of offer, this is technically considered a win because we're building a list and bringing buyers onto my list at essentially almost break even. Hey, I would like to profit, so I'm not thoroughly happy with this, but we might look at this campaign and say, oh, we didn't do super great. We lost $20.80. Well, let's wait until Monday and see how that goes. So let's go to Monday. Hey, real quick, down in the description, there is my 7 ways in 7 days little mini course delivered through email, which is you can enter your email address. Over the next 7 days, I'll send you 7 ways that you can grow your business based on my experience of spending about $50,000 a month in ads. So go down, enter your email address. I think you'll like it. All right, so for Monday, ad spend was $867.92. And this will be a big theme over this video, which is campaigns fluctuate. So I have not changed my budget. You can see Sunday it decided to spend a lot more than it did on Monday. That's not me changing anything. That's Facebook just determining based on the day of the week, the audience, who it's going after, it's going to decide to spend more or less. So that was ad spend for Monday. Front end was a whopping $448. I don't have the cents on that. Profit minus $419.92. Wow, I should start panicking. I should shut this campaign off and start something completely brand new. Should I? Well, it's kind of why we're doing this video, which is, okay, so Sunday's not looking good, you know, minus $20. Monday is looking even worse. Hey, well, let's go to Tuesday. Tuesday ad spend was $867.01. Front end revenue, $1,085. Profit, $217. Okay, much better. Okay, I'm still in the red, right? I do the math here, but I'm in the red about $200 give or take. And so should I shut off the campaign? Should I go freak out and launch new ads and turn everything off and restart completely? Well, I'm going to get to Wednesday's metrics, which Wednesday's was my best day ever for this particular offer. But I want to walk through this to illustrate that campaigns need time. They need data. There's a reason why Facebook talks about getting out of the learning phase and getting to that 50 conversions, is it needs data. It needs to know what's working, what type of people it's placing it in front of that are taking action. And this is relevant no matter what type of funnel you're running. I primarily run call funnels. So book a call funnel for all my clients. And I have dozens and dozens of examples, and I'll walk through one here in just a minute of actual client metrics of a campaign that looks like it's not doing well, but it just needed a little bit of time. And that's the overarching principle, which is all of us, including myself, have been in a spot where the fire is going. We think we need to like shut everything off, and that maybe is just not the case. And so I'm going to give you some rules here in just a minute that will actually help you understand like when to kill a campaign, when to let it run a little bit longer, and how to actually know what to do. All right, so Wednesday's metrics, which was actually yesterday, $863.76 in ad spend. Front end revenue, big win here, biggest day, 1,700 on the dot. Profit, $836.24. Okay, so super big win. This is my biggest day by far for this particular offer. But let's just look at where we started. So Sunday, negative $20. So Monday, now in the hole, $400 and what is that? $39, $440. Now, Tuesday we go back a little bit, but we're still in the hole about $200. Before Wednesday, we're now positive. Let me add this up. All right, that puts it at a grand total of $612.52 in profit. Okay, that's great. That's a huge win because I've built my list. I've added a lot of people to my list over this last week. But had I just looked at Sunday and Monday and freaked out and ran shut-off campaigns and been like, I gotta start over, I would have missed out on the overall average. And that's really what this video is about, which is for most of you that are spending under $100, when you launch a new campaign, ideally you should be waiting multiple days before you ever make a change. You shouldn't be launching it one day and then the next day your bank account doesn't have $100 million in it. We shouldn't be shutting it off. It needs time. And so typically here's kind of my rules here. So a couple rules here that you can play by. All of these have worked. It's just what you decide you want to use. So there's one rule where I typically wait about 5,000 impressions. Why do I wait about 5,000 impressions? Well, it tells me that the ad has been shown enough times to make an educated decision on if it's working or if it's not. Okay. When you're spending less than $100 a day, this can take about a week. This can take a little while depending on how much your CPMs are. Okay, that's one rule. The other rule that I'm using right now primarily is I want an ad to spend about 1.5 to 2x my target cost per acquisition. Meaning, so in this example up here, my target cost per acquisition or cost per purchase is I really want anything about $45 or less, so less than $45. Meaning I will let it spend anywhere from, that is 65 bucks, and 45 times 2 is 90. So $65 to $90, I'll let an ad spend that much, $65 to $90, before I determine, hey, is it producing purchases at or below $45? If it is, great, let's let it run, move it to a scaling campaign. If it's not, I'm gonna turn it off, okay? So same thing for like cost per booked call. Let's say you wanted a cost per booked call of $200 or less. Well, in that case, I'm going to let the campaign spend about $300 to $400. Did I do that math right? Let's see. 200, yeah, $300 to $400. Can't do math on camera on the spot. Makes me nervous. Okay. So that is that's my hard and fast rule there. 1.5 to 2x target cost per acquisition. Hey, if I had done that up here, hey, this is the thing with advertising is it's all nuanced. It's all based off of previous days. There's no necessarily hard and fast rules. And so for the majority of this spend, these are coming from my scaling campaign. And so I've already proven the winners with this rule here, meaning all of the ads that are spending this, $1,000, $800, all of it has already been proven in a testing campaign and moved to a scaling campaign. So I know the ad works. So what does that mean? Why am I getting a day that's minus $419 in profit? Well, welcome to the game of advertising. Welcome to the game of meta ads. That's how it goes. That's how meta works. It fluctuates. It is an auction platform, meaning when you're putting your ad out there into the marketplace, you are bidding and competing against thousands of other people just like you, trying to get in front of the exact same demographic. Okay, so Facebook does all of that in the background. So it's, again, it's a bidding platform. That's why you have cost per 1,000 impressions, or CPM, is because it is a constant bidding battle of who is spending the most, who's reaching different people, and where Facebook's gonna get their best return. So there is that. Let me walk through a client example to illustrate this for a call funnel, which is, let me walk through some metrics when we first started working together with this client and where the campaign went. All right, so the first 2 weeks of working together, we spent $737.47, and that got us a whopping 3 appointments. Okay, so cost per appointment was $276.85. Okay, not terrible, but not where I would like it to be. Okay, so that's the first 2 weeks. Then the next month, we spent $3,429.20, and that booked us 23 appointments at a cost per call of $260.20. Okay, also not amazing, but it's going down, so not worried about it. But at this point, the client emails me and says, hey, this is not working. We need to pause the campaign. Okay, this client did not understand these rules and these metrics of being patient, making little adjustments. Running ads is not like going to the store and just picking something out, purchasing it, and you get it. You don't put your ad out there and just immediately get exactly what you want. That's not how it works. It's an auction platform. It's a little bit like a slot machine in a way where you got to pay to play, and you could expect to lose your first $1,000 or $2,000 because you need to get that data back. When you get that data back, you know what's working, what's not working. You can make some changes. So I get on a call, talk them off the cliff. Hey, this is normal. This is how it works. Let's give it another month. We're going to walk through this. I'm going to show you how we'll get it down. Sure enough, we get it down. So then we go to the next month. We spent $2,789.69. The discrepancy in the spend is because this is counting about a 5-week month and this is a 4-week month here. So that's the difference there. Booked on this one, also 23 appointments. Granted, it's only 4 weeks. Cost per call, $137.98. Okay, big one. This is much better cost per call compared to these ones here. Okay, but it took some time. It took spending a significant amount, the 3,000, the 737, and this to work our way down. And when I look at the notes on the campaign, first week, my notes, campaign's just warming up, got our first appointment, that's a win. Okay. Second week, 2 more appointments, all metrics are looking good, it's new. Then we go to the next weeks, we have a high CPM, a high cost per lead, but again, it's in its early phases, like we're letting it work itself out. I made a few adjustments, not anything major, and made some adjustments to our follow-up. August, all of our metrics, week over week, just systematically dropped. I'm just looking at the notes here. Week 4 of this week here, I have a big note that says it dropped again. Cost per call looks amazing. All metrics look good. So we had to just systematically kind of like waterfall our way down to this. And that is, again, the biggest principle I want to hit on in this video, which is if you're launching a campaign only to turn it off a day or 2 later, you shouldn't be launching campaigns. It needs time. You need to spend to get the data back. You need to pay to play a little bit, and you can expect to lose your first $1,000 or $2,000. It's okay. That's how this works. So if you don't have that money to lose, don't be spending it. But you have to spend it in order to get the data back, to know what works, to know what to change, make some adjustments, and then work your way down to this. Now, this was at a time where I wasn't using my 2-campaign method that I learned from Hernan Vasquez. I always hope I pronounced his name right. If you're watching, sorry, buddy. But essentially the 2-campaign method is you have a testing campaign and then you have a scaling campaign. And that's what I talked about with my example up above, which is essentially the testing campaign is like all cold audiences. The scaling campaign's all warm audiences. This is meant to just find winning creatives. So the game right now with Meta is all about large quantity of creative, so images or videos. We want diversity and variety. And so we have a testing campaign that once we find winners, and we prove that with this rule right here, which is, hey, are we getting our target cost per acquisition at less than 1.5 to 2x spend? Are we getting that? Yes. Okay, then we're going to move it over into a scaling campaign. And that's where we increase the budget, typically every few days, 20% or whatnot. Hey, that's how I was able to get to where I was confident in letting this spend properly, because these are winning scaling campaigns. I've already proven the ads, but to illustrate with real data, because that's one thing I hate about the industry is you get all of this talk about numbers and metrics, but nobody actually like shows them. And so I hope at the very least, being vulnerable here, I don't care. I want to show it all. These are the numbers. These are what's worked, what doesn't work. But to have the confidence to say, hey, this is the ad spend week or day over day. It's not doing well, but that's how it works. It fluctuates. Because now when I look at a week average, I'm positive. Hey, if I had just taken the first 2 days, shut everything off, I'm at a negative. I'm not growing my list anymore, not growing my business. And that's just not how it works. You gotta look over a longer time horizon. Look over 7 days, look over 14 days, depending on how much you're spending. If you're not spending $1,000 a day, you should be looking over 7 to 14 days minimum when you're making decisions. With me, I'm spending about $1,000 a day. I can look at a 2 or 3 day window and make some judgments because I'm getting data back so much faster than somebody who's spending $100 a day. So that's why with all my clients that are spending $100, $200 a day, I'm not making rash decisions on a Wednesday based on 2 days of data that didn't look good. I'm waiting until next Monday, looking back at the whole last week saying, hey, where are we at? Where are our numbers? Where's the KPIs? Are we hitting our target cost per acquisition? If we're not, then I'm going to make some adjustments. If we are, okay, we're letting it ride. And I didn't make a premature decision. I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, subscribe. I'll send out some more cool stuff. And also consider checking out this video somewhere up here that YouTube recommends.